Make a U-turn. In 1,000 feet, slight left, take the next left, sharp left, turn right on, continue on, in a quarter mile, at the light, in 600 feet, turn right on.
You have reached your destination.
Yup. So I have to giggle a little bit at myself. Somebody pointed out that my straps on the back looked kind of askance, slanted, not even on each side. And I said, "Yeah, you're full of shit. It's because the seat in that picture you looked at was canted to one side." Nope. So I draw your attention to the top here. Yeah, it's it's not even side to side. A ski slope there. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So I'll leave my inexactitude to its own devices, and we're going to do tacking strips. And I'll put a towel back down so I don't dork up anything with moving it around. But so as you can see, when the upholstery goes on this seat, it's got to go somewhere. It's got to get attached to something, right? One option, I guess, would be to string, thread back and forth, but that would eventually come undone, or it would screw up the vinyl, or it wouldn't be held on. So what I've got to do, I'll pause so I can open something. All right, so I had to cut off some tape and so forth, but this comes standard with the kit I bought from Paul Skinner. And these are the tack strips. And I thought I saw, fastener kit. So when I did my Roadster, god damn it, he did pack it well, I'll give him that. When I did my Roadster, I had the same kind of a deal for tack strips on the back that really needed to get redone. So I bought a bunch of this stuff here and made my own. I just traced them out and then cut them, right? So it will go something like this, something. Or maybe I suspect these might go on the back of these. Yeah. Yeah, all right, so we got that figured out. It's a mystery solved. It'll go something like this. Maybe up here. So I think I've got these things laid out the way that I want them to be, but I've got some questions on what the hell I've got here, because this here, this is the back, where you put your back, right? This, that, and that should not be necessary, because the entire construct of the seat itself plus the padding slips over with a saw or a grinder or something. I think this is where this needs to go because it makes sense to me in terms of a puzzle piece. And again, some surgery to perform, I think. I believe that's where this goes. It's too wide by just a skosh. But I think part of that comes from me taking the seat back a little bit. I think in terms of there to there, squishing it in. But I've got a couple of pieces here that don't make sense to me. Okay, so belay my last. It appears that, well, yeah, well, okay, so bottom and back, and so with all the padding that goes on there, judging by what I did with my Roadster, the Roadster seat back came as one thing that just slid over the back. This is in pieces, so it's much different. Much different. All of this will indeed need to have all of the wood, so I just need to start getting her done and getting her done. And without further ado, here we go. Oh, and look, I'll show you. Seat back, seat bottom, and then an entire piece that is the actual back of the whole darn thing. Didn't expect that. Didn't expect that at all. Oh well. I'm gonna make it work. Well, through the magic of my iPad and Barney's site, I have discovered the error of my ways, i.e., that one right there, right? So I'm gonna get started. First things first, I'm gonna do the seat bottoms, right? This piece and that piece, which requires a little bit of shaving, no big deal. I'll get that done via that. That's my grinder. And I'll just screw it on. Once this is done, it goes like that. Easy peasy. Well, this one's done. I've got the wood tack strips on the bottom. You can see screws. All these screws came with a kit that I bought from John Skinner. And yeah, I might need to trim this one back just a bit, maybe, but that'll be easy. That's just my angle grinder and some touch-up paint. But again, this one's done, and these suckers are on solid too. So I will. Right quick, I'll show you what I did. A little bit of trimming on this side, which will be. Oh, what if I put this on backwards? It wouldn't matter if it was backwards or not because it's still there. I trimmed some here to make it fit. I'm wondering now if here's how these are posted on or pasted on the other side, right? I'm wondering if they should have been this way instead. And I think that is indeed the case. Well, I'm dumb. Not really, but oh well. And this one is done. So on the other seat frame, I had used these sides but turned around the other way, and I had a little bit of a gap by putting them this way. So I think the other seat was correct and this one was wrong. So not that you're going to see this once all the skins go on, but fuck. So I'm going to stop for the night, the evening, afternoon, and get into these puppies. These should, well, I could even do these today, I don't know. These shouldn't take very long. The bottom parts are going to be the difficult ones because, you know, having to position the frames. But the top side ones, the side ones here, aren't going to be too tough. After I zorch a couple holes in there, I then zorch down through the metal, and then I screw things down. So I'm probably 10 minutes per 5 minutes, 7 minutes per each thing here. I just want to do other things. So I'll finish those up here shortly. Okay, this is done. I've got a couple of pieces that you can see. Not a perfect jigsaw puzzle, but once this is covered up with seat stuff, I've got a full tack strip around everything. So that's pretty much what I was after. I'm not too displeased by how it all worked out. And I've been keeping bits and pieces and that. I've since learned that colors of drill bits denote something. I think brass like this denotes a wood bit. And I have gone through a bunch of these. There's a shit ton of these that I've gotten broken because I don't have the right sizes to these things. I was about to go off to big box hardware store and buy more, for metal. And then I realized a long time ago I bought myself this. So for as few holes as I have left on this puppy, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna keep on going through these things, and at some point, if I really truly do need more metal rated drill bits, I'll just buy more. Might buy another set, $25 for something like that off of Amazon. So I want to show that I have I've got not issues. This isn't an issue, but I have zorched out areas where these things are poking through. I didn't do this one all the way through because it's gonna go too far. I may cut this entirely, just zip maybe. I've done the same thing on the top one here. This is less easy to see, but you can see where I've marked it, and the little bit of material I've taken out. So if this thing needs to move, I doubt it's going to. It can, right? And I shaved it down here. That's a burn mark off of that puppy. So I'm going to stop for tonight. Tonight is Monday, and I'm going to clean up, go to bed, eat, and then finish this off tomorrow on a Tuesday. Okay, done. Doesn't look too spiffy or pretty, but it's done. Yeah. That's me kind of evening things out. But again, the tack strips are where the tack strips need to be, and I've got all 4 of my my seating surfaces done. The seat pans are behind me, and I can pack it in for the night and take a shower, go to bed. Oh, Jesus. And today's Wednesday. Now that I've got all of the wood, however inexpertly, put onto my my seat frames, I'm going to, excuse me, cover things up in a way that I saw online. I don't remember if it was Barney's site or not, but basically I'm going to use a well-used yoga mat, but I think it's just brand new, and I've never used it. I don't do yoga, and I'm going to use it as the what do you call it? The basis for the butt parts, and over that will go what do you call it? All of the foamies and stuff like that. I don't have enough, I don't think, to do the backs, but I've got other stuff that I might use, which is that. So I guess we'll see. So all I'm going to do is cut this out. I'll make a cut about right here or so, sew it to the edges of the frames, and using that stuff. And this big ass needle that I bought from Amazon. It's a carpet needle apparently. You'll see how it goes. Give me a sec. Okay, this is done. I don't know how much utility I got out of this, but I did want to cover up the seat base at least a little bit. He was no help at all. Because what goes on top of it is that stuff. So let me put this down and show you what I think happens next. So I have this in my arm. Something like this. Oops. Or thereabouts. Let me pause a sec, situate this. Like that. But that leaves some question as to what the fuck am I doing? And the "what the fuck am I doing" kind of sums up my entire life right now. So, thankfully, looks like Mr. Skinner has provided instructions. So that stuff there is over on my stove. I didn't put it over here. Mark out the flat side of the roll foam using templates provided as shown below. So there. And then there. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay. Alrighty. And where it talks about templates, there are the templates. And there's that. So I believe this will dip it like this on both sides. This will be in the front, I believe, so that it shapes easily. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much what it is. The final thing will look like this. And again, so that yeah, now anyway, obviously I've got some things to figure out, because over that I place the rest of the whole thing. Okay, so obviously much more to come. I've got some studying to do. Okay, that was easy. I used my blowtorch actually to heat up an old steak knife and cut off that much. Melt it off, which is that step there. Next step is to cut out the template that came with the kit, and that I've already shown that to you. I will trace out that pattern there. Then the instructions say, oh, and by the way, I'm going to make a center line. Then the instructions say to turn this over and do the same thing on the other side. Then, hot butter knife deal again, steak knife, cut that stuff out. After that, I use that template and cut out that much. That's for the seat sides on both ends. So what it looks like after it's all done is that. And well, open windows and doors if you're going to do this inside like I did, because this stuff freaking reeks when it is melted. Jesus God. So without further ado, I'm going to do some cutting. Well, tracing anyway. Okay, this is done. This is how it's going to turn out. Squish that down. Obviously, that's why I had to cut out that stuff, so I could have a nice curve. That sucker is to miss the side pieces, the hinges, and same thing there. And doors and windows open because that stuff puts off a lot of smoke. Hope I haven't killed myself. Anyway, so I think what's next is I glue, I think, this thing onto the pad. Well, I guess I could get the pad. One sec. And like this. So I'll be gluing, I think, this green pad on top of the white one. And I don't see why I wouldn't do that. If nothing more than to conform them to the same shape, because I don't want overhang like this right there. And you can see why one does something like that. What I'm not familiar with is whether or not I cut this off. Right? I don't know. I guess I'll find out when I put the thing on. Okay, here's how this looks. Obviously, I would be squishing down the sides and the back and so forth over the tack strips and then stapling them all together. just like you would do, or what I had done with my my Roadster. But what I'm not cognizant of is how this squishes down. I'll pull this off and show you. I'm going to pause and take off the white part. Like this. So I've more or less fit the pad that I just did into the leather, squished it all down, and it is this part along this perimeter that should squish down into, let me find that, something that looks like this. And I'm specifically talking about here. You see how it dips down. So maybe it's just the front. I read in one of these articles on Barney's site that, you know, one puts stitching in there to force the front down. Yeah, that's what I'm hung up on. I'm thinking that the horseshoe is all the way around at an equal depth, when in really it's just the front that you stitch down. So, okay, I think I know where I'm going with this now. Yeah, so I almost forgot about my seat heaters. I need to put these in, so I'm going to. I have, they're the same size. I'll show you how they look over here. The same size between upper and lower in terms of length and width, so it doesn't matter which one I choose. I think I've shown before, but here's the controller. Here's the actual controller itself, left and right seat, and all the wiring that I need. Yeah. So I'm getting that going, and I think I am just about ready, actually, to put the whole seat together with staples and the whole 9 yards. So without further ado, here we go. And this is how I'm going to do it. I've been trying to sew from the top down through the pleats. It's been a real bitch. So I've got a nice long needle. I've got a longer one here somewhere. And I'm going to go just straight down through all of this all of this leather somehow. I might put a drill in there to make a hole, but and I'll just stitch it to the bottom. I've already traced out where the side bolster foam goes. So without further ado, and it's going to take me a while, here I go. And there we go. I'm using carpet thread. This stuff is thick. And I'm using this needle, which has stabbed me repeatedly, plus needle nose pliers to get through this leather. So this stuff isn't going to pull through. I did it behind the actual pleating and so forth of the seam, so that it wouldn't be seen and it wouldn't be visible, you know. And here's how it looks on the other side. So not very pretty, but it's awfully strong, I guess. Okay, this is done. I've got probably 2 more hours into sewing and stitching. I ended up not doing just a couple of stitches up in here, but all the way down on each side. I'll show you the back. As ugly as my stitching is, I've done better. It doesn't look too bad, but it doesn't look the greatest, and I'm not going to change it because I just don't have it in me. I think over time, as I sit in this and so forth, some of this will even out. This was quite a bear to do, honestly. I'd certainly like to do it again. So now on to the back. And this is done. This is the back. I don't know if I actually need these, but come on now. Maybe I do. I don't know. I've used the same carpet thread to tie it all together, and over that I put the I put the skin. So that'll be next, and we'll see how that goes. Oh, gee, I don't know what the fuck. Here's the back. And here's how it's going to sort of look, right? But as you can see, it's going to be loose. I think I'm missing some foam. Quite a bit of it. Anyway, so I'll have to call or see about whether I'm missing something for the backs. Then this piece goes over it all, and I guess gets not stapled in, but I would use screws. I don't know how this goes on. I mean, this would be the last thing that does go on. This is easy. But I am missing, I think, some foam. So the same foam I used on the back, on the bottom rather. I believe I use here, but as you can see, that doesn't fit. Fuck. Anyway, I'll fix that later, I guess. Or maybe I won't have to. It'll be like that. Yeah, it'll fit. Anyway, getting this all on, that's easy. But I think it's still not going to fit. Anyway, I'm missing a piece of foam, I think. I'll call or get in touch with Mr. Skinner. And if I can't get satisfaction there, it'll take forever to get something out of the UK. I'll hit Hobby Lobby and buy some foam or something there. God damn it. Painful. I hate waste and waiting. I don't have any patience. Okay, this sucks, but I've got to pay about $84, I think, somewhere in there for some foam. 2-inch. That's what I what came with the bottoms and this stuff here, which I'm going to make into the horseshoe pattern. So it's got to get done. It's got to get done. So I'm going to post this here in a few minutes. Call it a day. Maybe eat dinner. Hungry.